Hey playa, if you've ever struggled with keeping a conversation going because you run out of things to say or you just don't know what to ask, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to share 5 questions that you can focus on when talking to someone to keep that conversation going.
This is the Just Beats, you're watching the Just Beat.
For those of you that are new here, my name is Josh, and every single Monday through Friday, I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. So if you want to learn and grow, hit the subscribe button and make sure to click on the notification bell. Now, when it comes to keeping a conversation going, it's less about how many questions you ask them and more about how deep do you go into each question. By going deeper, you're able to learn more about that person's likes and dislikes, and that way you're able to see how you closely align with them. I mean, you could just rapid fire question after question, but you don't want that person to feel like they're on a job interview having to answer all these things. So by focusing on going deeper into each question, it allows them to see that you genuinely care about the responses that they're giving you. The first question you may want to ask them then is, what is your favorite movie? Or what is your favorite TV show? Or what is your favorite book? Everyone has a favorite movie, TV show, or book, so by asking them that question, you're almost guaranteed an answer. Now, to lead into this question, you might want to say something like, oh, I've heard a lot about this show and I'm interested in watching it, but I'm curious, what's your favorite show? What do you recommend? Building the question around asking for recommendations makes it a whole lot easier for you to insert it anywhere into the conversation. And once they give their answer, a good follow-up might be, when did you first watch that movie or TV show or book? Was it years ago? Was it recently? Or you might even want to say something like, do you recommend any other things on Netflix or by Disney or by that author or genre? And if they don't really have a real in-depth answer, your recovery might be saying something like, well, I first watched this thing when I was young, or this was my favorite movie growing up. The second question you should ask is, what's your favorite thing to do during the holidays or on vacation or during a break? Everyone jumps into a specific hobby that they really enjoy during this free time, so it's a great way to really learn more about their personality. Now, this question works best when there's a time gap coming up. For example, if we're coming to winter break or summer break or the holidays or anything of that nature, you can always center the question around that specific thing. And a good follow-up might be to ask them, how often do you travel or go on vacation? Do you prefer to travel with family, with friends, or just by yourself? And if they don't really have a full in-depth response there, you can always talk about your experiences, how you've traveled, who you've traveled with, and places you want to go. The third question you should ask is, what's your favorite subject in school? Now look, not everyone enjoys school or even likes all of their classes, but I'm sure for everyone there's something that they enjoy doing at school, something they enjoy learning about, so try to tap into that. I think this question can pretty much work anytime throughout the day. You can ask them during class, before class, after class. Whenever you're in school, it presents the ultimate opportunity for you to pretty much talk about school. And if their answer is something like, school sucks, I hate all of it, you can always talk about the things that you enjoy and what you feel like you're proud of learning. Remember, just because the person doesn't give you an answer to the question or really go in depth on it, it doesn't prevent you from sharing your own experiences. The fourth question you should ask is, what's your favorite animal, or do you have any pets? Most people like some kind of animal because they're cute or fluffy or funny or silly or whatever the animal may be, but everyone generally has an answer to that, so try to find out what theirs is. Now, if they give you an answer like a dog or a cat, you can always ask them, what's it like having that animal as a pet? Is their animal friendly and fun? What's its personality like? But if they give you an answer like a giraffe or a tiger or something that they probably don't have at home, you can always ask them something like, well, have you ever seen that thing in person? What do you really like about that particular animal? You can easily work this question in just by saying something like, I saw this video on Instagram of a giraffe and a dog being best friends, and boom, that leads into, what's your favorite animal? Now, if their response is kind of lackluster and they don't really go in depth, you might want to follow up with what your favorite animal is. What is it that you like about that animal? Try to give as much detail as possible. And the fifth question you should ask them is, what's your favorite candy or soda or fast food place? Don't lie, we all have one, so ask them what theirs is. And the easy way to work that question in is to tell that person that you have a huge craving for that food. That way you can kind of get the ball rolling and start the conversation around food. Now, a good way to go deeper into that question is to ask them something like, how often do you actually eat that food? Did you grow up eating it? Or can you imagine yourself living without it? Everyone enjoys some type of food or candy or soda, so it's not an off-the-wall random question, it's something that you can easily work in. And plus, you can always share your response and your reaction to the things that you like. Talk about it and see if you two have anything in common. Boom, that's an instant bonding experience and a potential date that the two of you can set up later. Now, those those are just 5 of the 20 icebreaker conversation starters that I've put together in a free guide for you to download. Each of these conversation starters are things you can work in to help keep that conversation going. So you never run out of things to say and you never feel awkward in that experience. But now I want to know, what do you think? Of these 5 questions, which one do you think is the one that you're most likely to use in a conversation? Answer it up here in the poll and leave your comments down below. But remember guys, the learning doesn't end there. Check out my 20 icebreaker conversation starters guide. You can click here to download it and check out the playlist down under it, which is going to go more in depth on how to start conversations and how to keep them going. On that note guys, I'll catch you tomorrow. As always, love and peace.